Welcome to my channel. This is The Beautiful Game with Oscar. Football is my therapy. This is a platform where the football community meets for upcoming games, for transfers, tactics, definitely banter, and for some robust engagements.
Wow. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. This is Oscar Tsitsi. Football, where we discuss anything to do with soccer. From Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. An episode that makes me quite sad, and I'm disappointed at the fact that Orlando Pirates will not be competing in this year's edition of CAF Champions League because they've been kicked out by a side established just yesterday. Jwaneng Galaxy of Botswana were established in 2014, and they managed to upset the giants of Africa, the giants of South African football, Orlando Pirates. Kicked out on penalties, 5-4. And one of this episode, we are going through the 5 things we learned on this game. And the very first one, which I should have probably done at the end, but I think it's important that I start with this point, and it's more of an encouragement, a motivation, or an exhortation to the young man, 18-year-old Lebohile Ratomo slash Mofokeng, who missed the only penalty of the day. And maybe the young man will one day see this video, but this is what's important. That young man, we really are happy that you had the boldness, the bravery to step up and go take that penalty. None of us are in training to see how players are doing, how players are taking these penalties. And obviously, what's most discouraging is that there were more senior players who did not step up to go for a pressure test like that and take a penalty. But for you, you did that, you stepped up. Although you missed, please do take courage in this, that football will have such moments, and will take courage that even the next time you're offered to take a penalty, do not look back, but rather go again and try it. Football always has lessons. There's lessons in victories, and there's lessons even more in defeat. So, Relebuhile Mufukeng, you've encouraged so many youngsters. A lot of young players are taking courage at the fact that they are seeing themselves in you donning the heavy jersey of Orlando Pirates. Well, that was the first point in just giving exhortation to Urilebuhile Mufukeng, who missed the only penalty of the day, and his club has been knocked out of CAF Champions League because of that. And it is not your fault, young man. Do not blame yourself. And I hope other senior players in the club, management, everyone involved in the club will step up and really encourage this young talent. He is a gift to Orlando Pirates. He is a gift to South African football. Well, the second point we are taking out from this game is that I would not even blame anyone who is of the opinion that Orlando Pirates lost this game in the first leg. They did not play their full strength 11 because they were saving their players against a match they were going to play 2 days later in South Africa against Mamelodi Sundowns. So they lost that first leg 1-0. And coming to South Africa, the technical team of Jwaneng, they were like, okay, we are leading this match 1-0. We have nothing to prove here. Let's rather protect what we have. And we have a goal in our side. Let's apply a low block. Here's something about a low block. And this is what Jose Rivero said about the low block. He doesn't like playing against a low block. So this is what Morena did. He said, Orlando Pirates, you can have 2/3 of the field, no problem. I'll concentrate and I'll compact the last third of the pitch and see what you will do. So he had a low block, and there was, this is probably what Jose does not like about playing against the low block. because the last defensive line of a low block between the defensive line and the goalkeeper, there's not enough room. And what we know about Orlando Pirates, they are a team that's got pace for days. And playing against the low block, the biggest disadvantage of it is that you can't play the ball over the last defensive line for your players to run to, because by the time you play that ball, it's already by the opposition or by the defending goalkeeper. So the only thing you are left with, because the middle or the center is so concentrated with the last eight of Jwaneng. So the only option you have as Orlando Pirates is to play around it, and playing around it means that you have to go wide, and you that's why there were so many crosses yesterday. And this is where the point, which is probably the point number three, linked to this one, of playing against the low block, or how Jose Rivera does not like against playing a low block, is that the third point is that a Terence Zugomanja, Grobler, and probably a Grand Kekana, probably the best headers in the league. They might not be the tallest of players, but they have a good leap. A Terence Zugomanja could have probably scored with some of the crosses that were whipped in yesterday. So you ask yourself again, why was because it was clear to Jose Rivero that this team they were going to sit back, and if Pirates were whipping so many crosses into the box, Lipasa can have a chance or two with crosses, but he's not the best of headers. Why then not throw in an evidence Mokopa to apply more pressure? Because the Jwaneng guys, they really defended well yesterday. And the other thing about when you're playing against a low block side is that you need to have intelligent players who have the ability to manipulate, small spaces. I see that in Convidi. I see that in a Kapinga, because Hoto will not come inside. Hoto will go wide, and then that's why it became better when Convidi came in to help Maswangani. Maswangani could have scored one or two goals yesterday, but it was not to be. So second point, third point, playing against the low block for Pirates is not the best of things. This is a similar thing that Mamelodi Sundowns applied. Well, probably not exactly, but what Mamelodi Sundowns did in the second half of the game they played at Orlando. The second half, Sundowns didn't play that much, but they were almost like saying, Orlando Pirates, come and attack us. We want to see what you have. And the biggest advantage of a low block is that they are very stingy with clear cut chances, unless you have creative, intelligent players who can manipulate small spaces. Tugomanja was probably the best header at Orlando Pirates last season. Any cross that came in, Zugamanja will meet it. And that's what they lacked yesterday with all the amount of crosses that were whipped in. They didn't have so much success, although one or two of them got to Lipasa, but without success. Well, the fourth point on this episode, well, you will probably also admit it that what Orlando Pirates lacked yesterday was experience in this type of competition. Relebohile, no experience in CAF. Ndlondlo, no experience. Munyane, no experience. Shandu, no experience. Evidence Mukhopa, CAF Champions League experience, none. But you've got people who've played the game for so long, your Munari, your Hoto, but not that much experience also in CAF Champions League.
competition, because CAF Champions League is a totally different type of game and atmosphere. You need to be streetwise. You need to have a certain mentality when you're playing the competition, because it's different from any other competition you've played. It's not a Black Label, it's not a Telkom, it's not an MTN8, it's not a NetBank, but you're competing for a different type of of a trophy. So you can tell from how Orlando Pirates was playing that the element of experience was needed, and this is probably their downfall in this game. When you play in CAF Champions League, you only need one chance, and when you get that chance, you destroy it, you kill it, you kill it. You don't need multiple chances. Get that one chance, kill it, and then you defend your lead if you are leading. This thing of getting 100 chances, or out of 10 chances you score one, it's not good enough. It is not good enough when you play in CAF Champions League competition. You will be humbled, and we must congratulate Morena, the South African, who is leading aside from Botswana. They really lost this game in the first leg, that is Orlando Pirates. They underestimated Jwaneng Galaxy, and today they are humbled. They are going back to competing in the PSL, fighting for MTN8 and Carling Cup. And all the big boys of the continent, of this continent, they are competing for bigger things in CAF. I'm extremely disappointed, Orlando Pirates, and I'm sure other Orlando Pirates fans are as disappointed, where I am crushed, because what you want to see as a South African is two big giants going into the biggest club in the continent and competing there. I don't think it's nice just to see Orlando Mamelodi Sundowns being the only club representing South Africa. Egypt, you have Zamalek. You have Al Ali. If now Zamalek is going down, Pyramid have come on board, and they'll be representing the country. You have Wydad Casablanca, you have Raja Casablanca, or the new one, FS Rabat. In Tanzania, you have Young Africans, you have Simba, and they want to compete in Africa. But here in South Africa, the two giants, they've been absent in this competition for some time, and it is really, really disappointing. Well, the last point, number 5, on the 5 things we've learned on this game between Orlando Pirates versus Jwaneng Galaxy, is that should Orlando Pirates fans and followers be worried or be concerned, technically it's a 4th defeat in a row. They've scored 1 goal in 4 games. They've conceded 3. And the next game after this defeat is the MTN final against Mamelodi Sundowns. Should fans be worried? Because now what's going to happen is for majority of Orlando Pirates fans, it will be, for Jose Rivero, it will be a case of it's MTN 8 or nothing. They are going into Moses Mabhida under extreme pressure. Will they be able to redeem themselves against Mamelodi Sundowns? The MTN 8 title is held by Orlando Pirates, and they are going into Moses Mabhida being the defending champions. Will they be able to defend? The past 4 games have been extremely poor, losing 1-0 first leg to Jwaneng, losing 1-0 to Mamelodi Sundowns, losing 1-0 to Stellenbosch FC, and losing this one to penalties, although they won the 90 minutes 1-0. And you ask yourself, what's new, or is there anything new they will bring into the party when they play against Mamelodi Sundowns the coming Saturday? I hope that the pressure of defeating Sundowns will not cripple majority of the players. the confidence on most of these players is very, very low. It appears also that Pasega Mako might have picked up an injury yesterday, and I think Maswahani is also playing with an injury. We'll have to wait and see who will be available for the MTN 8 coming game. And then the question I have for Orlando Pirates, where is Vincent Pule? Where is Tembikosi Bloch? These are experienced campaigners, game winners, game changers. We don't even see them in the bench. Every game we see them part of the players who are watching the game on the stands, week in and week out. The Twitter feeds from Orlando Pirates. We see these players training. Clearly, they are not injured. What is happening with them? If one of these two players is not even on the bench come Saturday, I can tell you this: Jose Rivero will come under fire from the fans. Maybe Dr. Ivan Koza will back him up. We don't know. I know one thing with Dr. Ivan is that he would have loved and wanted this team to go back to the continental competition. Well, thank you so much for staying this long and watching me give my 2 cents worth of what I saw in this game between Jwaneng and the Orlando Pirates. If you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Please do. Please continue liking the videos so that you can reach like-minded people like you. Do give your comments. I create the video giving my opinion. I don't necessarily say you have to agree with me, but I would appreciate it to see your engagement on the comments below. Tell me what you saw. Are you hopeful coming to the weekend where Pirates will be playing Sundowns in an MTN final? What disappointed you the most with Pirates being knocked out? Is it players? Is it the coach? Is it the technical team? Or is it people who are behind closed doors like your Screamer Shabalala? Screamer Shabalala, does he have a hand in this? Or who is selected, who is not selected? I even forgot about Oli Sanda. Oli Sanda is nowhere to be found. Yeah, it is what it is. Thank you so much, guys, and stay put and God bless.